you were on the first one as a writer and a voiceover actor, right? You think you wrote some of Merryman?
Storyboard artist as well.
Oh, and yes. Well,
the storyboards, we do a lot of the writing as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in animation storyboards,
Okay.
sometimes you get a script, but there's always, you're always encouraged to come up with new gags, new ideas, new lines, and stuff like that. So we take the script, and when we draw it out, we tweak it and we play around with it. And that's where I've done some writing. Yeah, in animation, it's different than live action. Live action, and storyboarding is a lot like being a DP kind of. You're just like kind of coming up with shots and different camera moves and just kind of visualizing the script.
Right.
Animation, we basically take the script, and like I was saying, if we have a different line or a different little bit we want to put in, or we're also doing like visualizing the script, but we're also adding to it. So when I did the Gingerbread Man scene in the first Shrek,
right,
basically there was no script for that at the time. It was just basically the directors telling me, we need, Farquaad to find out where they're hiding the fairy tale creatures, and they do that by torturing the information out of a gingerbread man.
Tell me, or I'll... No, not the buttons! Not my gumdrop button!
Really? So now, do you know the Muffin Man?
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
I said, how do you torture a gingerbread man? Well, you probably dip him in milk, you break his little legs off, and and I just kind of wrote the scene based on that pitch.
You wound up directing the second Shrek. That made $930 million worldwide.
I know.
That's crazy.
Insane how much that.
That's insane. Now, I know that as the Gingerbread Man and all the other voiceover work you did, I'm correct that you don't get residuals as a voiceover actor?
You get residuals as a voiceover actor through SAG. Directors are not in the Directors Guild. Animation directors are not in the Animation
So wait a minute now.
Guild.
$930 million, Shrek 2, you directed it. You got no residuals from that.
No.
Come on.
For being the director. I got
you get it for the voice.
For voicing the Gingerbread Man.
Wow. That's crazy. Like, subscribe, comment.
They gave you a paragraph that say the two stupid dogs sneak into the drive-in theater. And then they just said, go do whatever you want. And I got to write the episode, board it out, and then pin it up on a board and take a pitch stick is what we call it. And we pitch it. And so the better you can sell it, the more likely it is it's going to be on TV. So I go, oh my God, this is better than seeing my drawings on TV. I get to see my gags on TV, my shots on TV, which put me on the path to being a director. So when I pitched it and did all the sound effects and the dialogue and timing and everything, people were laughing. And I was performing it, and I was like, wow, this is really fun. And I just was like, I love storyboarding.
How do you personally come up with the voices? Do you look at the character? Do you have the same method each time, or what is it? Is it the same method each time? How do you do it when you come with the voices? Because you do voices in pretty much every movie that exists with voiceover.
Well, with Shrek, I boarded out the Gingerbread Man scene and I pinned it up and pitched it just like I just explained.
Yeah,
I've told the story 1,000 times before. It's interesting how this comes about. There was a character that me and a friend of mine came up with about a little kid who was who's a little shy and very, very meek and scared of everything. And we always used to do that voice, this little voice here, that to do him, to do that voice. And I figured, well, that's kind of a funny voice to do for the Gingerbread Man. So when I got up to pitch it, I used that voice and everyone thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I did it in Scratch. Scratch dialogue is something you do when you're putting the boards into reels before the actor comes in.
Right.
So we had Scratch for Shrek, we had Scratch for Donkey, and I did the Scratch for the Gingerbread Man. And then they were going to go out and hire an actor a real actor to do it. And they couldn't find anyone to do that voice.
To do that, yeah. They liked yours so much, they're like, you do it.
Do this, yeah. So they put me in SAG and I did the voice, and that the rest is history, really.
Sausage Party, you were the director and the producer, and like you did 6 voices, I think, on that one there. How do you get hooked up with Seth Rogan, and what's it like working with him?
Working with him and his partner Evan Goldberg and the 2 writers Kyle Hunter and Ari Shafir, it's I love working with them. They're great because it's funny, it's going to be good. You don't have to worry about the writing. You just know it's going to be funny, and it's very easy to add to. It's very easy to come up with gags and visual ideas and stuff with what they write, especially in animation.
Really, yeah.
I connected with Seth on Monsters vs. Aliens.
Yes, you directed and produced that also, or you wrote and directed that one?
Directed and came up with the story for it.
Right.
He was Bob the Blob.
Yeah.
And while we were working on that, we got to know each other, obviously. So one day I'm driving in the car and I get a call from him, and he says, "Yeah, come over to the house. Me and Evan have something we want to pitch you." So I go over there, and it's him, Jonah Hill, and Evan Goldberg, and they said, "We want to do an R-rated animated movie." And I've been wanting to direct an R-rated animated movie since I was 13. And I saw the movie Heavy Metal, and I was just like, that's amazing. I want to do that. And so this is a 13-year-old dream of mine. And before they even pitched it to me.
Oh, I can imagine.
They said it's a movie about a bunch of hot dogs that escape their packaging to go buns. And that was pretty much all they had. And then, the everything else came later when they wrote the script. But I just said yes instantly. Like I said, I was in before they even pitched it to me.
Yeah.
If I'm going to make an R-rated anime movie, these are the people to do it with.
Like, subscribe, comment,